All right, so let's start like this. And again, you'll talk to me, ignore the camera. Tell me your name and the year you graduated.
Jim Weir, 1978.
All right, so now the first question is looking back 50 years later, we're now in 2025. What stands out most to you about the 1975 season? A specific match, a moment, or a feeling?
Um, 1975 for me was a specific match where individually, I had a moment that changed my wrestling career, but also it cemented my relationship with the rest of the team, and I've never looked back since then. And so. We were wrestling Cleveland State, and I had been wrestling 158. Al Hess had been wrestling 158. Alan suggested, or maybe Tony suggested this, but I think it was Alan, said that he would drop down to 150. And for him to drop down to 150 was a big thing. It wasn't easy. And he would wrestle at 150, and I would wrestle at 158. And the guy that I was wrestling took second in Division II Nationals the year before. His name, I remember, but I'm not even going to mention it. But anyways, it's Dave Cavanaugh. And it was a big match. And I had no expectations other than I just wanted to go out there and wrestle the best of that I could. I ended up beating him by 1 point in the last 30 seconds, and there was an uproar and jubilation, and I've never felt anything like that in my life. It was, it was basically David beating Goliath, because I was a lonely Division III wrestler, never even went to state tournament in high school. People didn't really know what to expect from me, and it transformed my belief in myself.
Perfect. Next question. What did Coach DiCarlo mean to you personally and to the team as a whole?
Well, I could draw a direct line into what I just said about building confidence in myself and believing in myself, and who's responsible for that. And there's two people in my life, and it's Tony DiCarlo and my brother Dan, who was the assistant coach at the time. So the combination of those two guys gave me the confidence to do what I did in wrestling for the remaining 4 seasons. And it also helped me throughout life. Wrestling's not an easy sport.
Beyond wrestling, what life lessons, parlaying off what you just said, what life lessons or habits from that team stuck with you ever since?
Well, I've never found any unit or group of people that I've either worked with or have associated with where we had such a understanding of each other and a common goal. We had fun, and we knew where we wanted to go, and we took things serious. We kept everyone close and performed well. But honestly, I've never felt anything like that other than those 4 years that I was at John Carroll. Business is business. You get into the business world, you have to act differently sometimes. You can't do some of the things that you could do when you're when you're in college, and that's probably going to have to be edited. All right, go ahead. Let's go somewhere else.
All right, so the team chemistry.
Yeah.
So for someone who maybe has never stepped foot on a wrestling mat before, what's it like having specifically that team, right? The pinnacle of what you should be striving for as far as teammates and friendship. What was that like? Can you describe what that was like?
Well, it started at at the top with Tony, and then the seniors and the more senior people in the group, like Mark and JoJo and Michael and Jackie Mulhall and Al Evangelista, Charles Becks, Bradley Bowman, all these guys. They all had the same message: be true to yourself, work hard, and it showed. It showed in our performance.
Who were the unsung heroes of that season?
Oh, I could name them off the top of my head, and I may forget a few, but one would be Meditz, Kenny Meditz, Jack Metzger, Tim Pasniak, who wrestled and did very well his freshman year and never came back after that. Let's see, Vidas Kajauskas, who wrestled for 2 years and was a very good wrestler, but ended up leaving. I mean, these are people that came in and then they went out, but they were instrumental in my development, and these are people I think about.
It's amazing. And then my last question for you is for a new JCU wrestler who might be watching this. Could be this year, it could be in 10 years, 50 years from now. What's one thing you want them to know about your contribution to the sport and about the sport in general?
Yeah. Well, I know the sport very well, and outside of wrestling, if you asked me questions, I would probably be a lot more nervous or couldn't talk about something without, overthinking it. But in wrestling, a subject that I know very well because I spent a lot of time in it, you couldn't find a better community than John Carroll to come into it. I know things haven't changed because the young man that's coaching this team was one of my teammates. Mark's father was my teammate and instrumental in part of my success. So I know the community well. I would say if you have any questions about coming to John Carroll and you want to talk about why you want to come to John Carroll, give me a call.